Genesis 4:7 continues God's direct conversation with Cain after confronting his anger and fallen countenance in verse 6. In this verse, God gives Cain a gracious opportunity to correct his course. He outlines a clear moral and spiritual principle. If Cain does right, he will be accepted. If not, sin lies in wait to dominate him. This verse represents both divine mercy and moral warning, God's appeal to Cain's conscience before sin manifests in violence. Verse 7, "If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him." Key phrases: if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted. Sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. In Hebrew, the concepts for these phrases are as follows. 1. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? Haloe aim tetib shayet, halo im tetiv sayet. Tetiv, to do well, meaning to act rightly, behave properly, or fulfill what is required. Sayet, literally lifting up, meaning to be lifted, to be accepted, or to have one's face lifted, the opposite of a fallen countenance, verse 6. 2. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, veim lo tativ lapatach chatat rovets, veim lo tatib lapata hatayat robetias. Chatat, sin, from the root chata, meaning to miss the mark. Rovets, lies, crouches, the image of a predatory animal or something waiting to spring, a vivid metaphor for sin's readiness to seize control. 3. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Veleka teshukato veata timshalbo, veleka teshavkatvo vata timshalbivo. Teshaka, desire or longing, used earlier in Genesis 3:16. Here, it likely describes sin's desire to dominate Cain. Timshalbo, you must rule over it, indicating Cain's moral responsibility to master temptation rather than be mastered by it. This verse represents the turning point in the Cain narrative. God is not condemning Cain, but inviting him to repentance through obedience and humility. Every clause carries redemptive opportunity. If you do well, will you not be accepted? God reminds Cain that acceptance remains open. The rejection of his offering was not permanent. Cain could still be lifted up, his face restored, by doing what was right. Repentance remained possible. If you do not do well, sin lies at the door. This phrase personifies sin as a predator, crouching like a beast ready to pounce. Cain's internal anger and jealousy were not neutral. They were threshold temptations that could either lead him to repentance or devour him. Yet, linguistically, chatat can also mean sin offering, as in Leviticus 4:3. In that sense, God may also be saying, if you do not do well, a sin offering lies at the door, meaning that atonement was still available if Cain would accept it. The door could symbolize the place of worship, the place where an offering was made and where reconciliation could be found. Thus, Cain stood between two doors, one leading to restoration through humility and repentance, the other to enslavement through pride and sin. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. God warns that sin seeks to master Cain, but also assures him that he has the power and responsibility to resist. This echoes the language of dominion from Genesis 1:26-28, implying Cain could have subdued sin by ruling over his impulses through obedience.